everyone, it is Erica back on the Altenew YouTube channel. Hello! It is September and we are going to have some fun today with the Stencil Art Aspen Sky Layering Stencil set. So there is 6 stencils in this set, and if you open up the packaging, you got some color inspiration as well as like the guides of which layer to use where to create what. So we are going to use this today to create 4 different cards. Yes, they are going to be seasonal themes, so we're going to have spring, summer, autumn, and winter, and I'm going to dive right in here because we have a lot to cover today. So we are nearly at 20 minutes with this video, so if you haven't got yourself a snack and a drink just yet, make sure you grab that. Or if you are a trooper, just sit through this and we will get there in the end. Now, I am going to start with winter. So the idea I had for this is to essentially just use the layers that create the actual tree trunk. So we're going to use some grays with it was very light touch of blue on there as well to kind of like an icy look. And we're going to use just these 3 layers for the actual tree trunk. So 2 of them are on one stencil, so you have to flip it like 180 degrees and do use a little bit of masking tape or like just something else to mask off so you don't get bits and pieces where you don't want them. And this is the last layer here, and so we're gonna create our tree trunk, and then we're going to, instead of using the layers that create leaves, we are going to just kind of like around this create a bit of a night sky essentially. So we're going to take some Nimbus ink and we are going to blend this all around the edges, and we're going to leave like almost a bit of a kind of glow around the tree trunk itself. So it's going to kind of picture yourself kind of laying in the snow on a blanket, obviously, looking up at the tree and having some kind of like maybe a flashlight or something. So there's going to be a little bit of light like around the tree, and then the night sky is going to kind of close in around us. Now, when I had added enough ink here, it doesn't look like a lot, but it will, like once it dries, it will look a little bit darker. We are going to take this and put this into a splatter box. And then we're going to splatter a little bit of gold watercolor on there for like a starry night sky kind of look. So I have this old box, so you can see it's very splattered. And we are going to take one of the stencils, which is, I think this might be stencil number 1, actually. It is essentially covering the tree trunk, so we don't want any of these gold splatters on the tree trunk because we just want them in the night sky. So these are our stars essentially. So we're going to get our paintbrush really nice and wet, and we are going to tap off the paint by just tapping the paintbrush onto something else. Sometimes I use scissors, sometimes I use another paintbrush, just something, and we're gonna get this very random splattering of gold. And you don't have to go as crazy as I'm going, but you know, if you like the bling and the sparkle, go for it. And once you're finished adding your stars, make sure you put this somewhere so it dries without you touching it or like risk touching it. But yeah, so yay, that is so pretty, if I may say so myself. Now we're gonna move straight into spring. And we are going to go for like a bit of a pastel-y look. So instead of kind of going for, I want to say like yellowy greens and, you know, kind of, well, the colors are leaves. I mean, this is like a birch tree, so probably just like touch brown for like those little things. But anyway, okay, I lost my train of thought here now. We're going to go pastel for spring because pastels are kind of, yeah, just spring-like, aren't they? So we're going to create a very fantastical spread of leaves here. I mean, obviously you will not see a tree with this kind of coloring, I don't think, in the spring anyway. So we're just going to add a little bit of soft lilac, a little bit of bamboo, a little bit of fresh lemon, some minty mint, and I do believe this might be, what is the lightest pink in, is it Pinkalicious? It's not Pinkalicious, is it? pink diamond. Yeah. So we're going to add these colors all through, like, so we're going to go through all of the layers. And now you will notice at the end that I actually skip one of the stencils, and I can't right now tell you why I did that. I don't know. I thought maybe leaving the sky like a little bit clear would kind of look more spring-like, which now when I think about it, I'm like, what kind of a crazy idea is that? Anyway, okay, so we're gonna blend our way through here. Now we're gonna get to the tree trunk, and I have used for the tree trunk the same colors for all 4 of these. The only difference is that I have on the autumn one, I've added in a little bit of hazelnut for like a bit more of a warmy color tone to it. But the inks that I will use for the tree trunk for all 4 of these is limestone and moon rock. So these are really, really great inks in grays. So there's a warm gray color family, and then there is also, what is the rock collection one called? I have linked them down in the description box anyway, way at the in links things. So if you really want to know which inks I have used, I have tried to make sure that I've linked every single one. I think maybe I haven't linked the Nimbus one, but that one is from the Tranquility color family. So we are going to just carry on now. We are going to go for our summer, and obviously summer is going to be bright green and happy. So with the summer one, I thought we're going to go 3 different shades of green, and then we are going to kind of add like a blue summery sky and some kind of sunshine coming through the canopy at the top. So for the greens, I have used the Whispering Woodlands greens, which is a fantastic green color family. Now, I know I quite often go off on like these, like, oh, this is the best green, and this is the best pink, and oh, but I do really have like my favorites that I kind of keep going back to, and sometimes I have to stop myself from being like a one-trick color pony when it comes to certain color families. But honestly, the Whispering Woodlands and the Tropical Forest greens are 2 of my absolute staples. Like, I'm not trying to jinx myself here, but if my house burnt down tomorrow and I lost everything in my craft room, those are the 2 greens that I will 100% order right this very moment just to make sure that I have them. And also the Cherry Blossom pinks, because, oh, they are so good. Right, so you can see we have managed to get to the tree trunk part of summer, and we are gonna go like not at all any different from what we have done on the other ones. We are just gonna go straight up and down, color in all of the different layers, and we are actually just using 2 shades, but you will notice that on the 3rd and final layer on the tree trunk, I will go in slightly heavier with the ink just to kind of really get those bits and details kind of showing up a little bit. Now here is where we're going to add our summery blue sky, and then we are going to, with the yellow, we're going to, instead of rubbing it, we're going to drag it so that I had the hope that it was going to create kind of like sunbeams coming through the canopy, but it didn't really work. So I think in order to kind of create that, I would have to have 2 shades of yellow, and then go in with a light color first, and then with maybe even a paintbrush or something like that, kind of draw the darker yellow in sort of streaks through the canopy there. Now we are going to go for the final one, which is autumn, and this one turned out to be my absolute favorite. I will actually make a note here though. If you see there are like little bits of the orange, sorry, not the orange, the purple tape underneath some of these bits in the stencil, and that is because I do not have pixie spray. So I noticed when I was doing one of the layers that sometimes the stencil bit smooth a little bit, and because I don't have pixie spray or anything like that to kind of like hold all the delicate bits and pieces or the delicate details in place, I thought, you know what, I need to try something, because I do like sharp, clean lines. So I ended up taking the purple satin masking tape and folding it into like little rolls essentially, and then I cut them up into small pieces and put them onto the back of the stencil so that it will secure into place while I was ink blending. Now, here you can see we're going to go for really warm yellows and oranges, and like with a touch of kind of almost tangerine sort of thing. And you're like, okay, well, nothing really sort of surprising there. But I am going to add a little touch of something that's going to make this look amazing and magical. Okay, so for this branch, or for this tree trunk, we are going to use the same. We're going to use our limestone and moon rock. And then here I am adding in a little bit of that hazelnut, just for like a warmer tone, because I do feel like autumn is very kind of warm colors, warm tones, and all of that. So I just felt like that just kind of brought the whole thing together. And now, no, sorry, not now. The next layer. So here again, we're going to do dark colors, a little bit of the moon rock and a little bit of the hazelnut. And then now we're going to go on to what is really going to make this stand out. And I am loving this color combination. So a little bit of deep iris, a little bit of starlight, and we're also going to add a touch of Pinkalicious for a really sparkling and vibrant sort of like evening autumn sky. And oh my goodness, I might have to actually implement a background with these colors just to kind of like, you know, maybe use one of the amazing 3D embossing folders or something. But I mean, look at those colors. Didn't that just turn out great? And again, I know I'm tooting my own horn here, but I had so much fun playing with these stencils and creating these backgrounds. And I really hope that you have enjoyed seeing how they've sort of come together. And if you're wondering exactly which inks I have used, I am going to line them up right now on screen. And I'm going to do a little freeze frame once I've got everything lined up. So if you want to take a screenshot or, you know, pause and now and write down all of these, and then you'll have the exact ink colors I have used. I have used all of those. Now, for finishing off our cards, obviously we're going to need some sentiments. And for our autumn card, I tried a little something, and I really love the texture on these. So I thought, okay, well, we are going to stamp some of those leaves up, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get that detail. So you will want to take your cardstock and obviously put it into your stamp wheel. You want to line up your stamps however you want them. Because we're going to cut these out, it doesn't really matter actually where they go. Just, you know, try to cover as much of your cardstock as possible so that you get as many images in as possible. Now, this is the fun part. Okay, so this is all in real time. What we're going to do is we're going to take our ink pad, obviously take the lid off, and then we're going to kind of gently scrape this. Instead of dabbing, we're not going to dab, we're going to scrape or swipe our ink pad across. Now, next color, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to slightly overlap the lightest color, and we're going to move on upwards. And then we're going to keep on doing this until we got all four colors covering the stamps. Now, this is the super important part. You must start with your lightest color. Otherwise, you're going to get some really quite severe color contamination. So don't do that. Always start with your lightest color. And now we're going to take this whole shebang and we're going to pop it into our stamp wheel. We're going to press down and then we're going to lift and we're going to go, ooh, pretty. Because when you swipe your ink pad across like this, it leaves that really fun pattern. And it just, instead of having a super color covered ink or stamped image, you're getting this fun texture and just like a little bit of extra fun interest. So I really like this. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes, especially when it's like a one layer stamp, it's quite fun. Now, sentiment wise, obviously we're gonna go for something from the Autumn Whispers stamp set because, you know, for autumn it just makes sense, right? So we're gonna stamp this up on some fresh lemon cardstock. And this piece is a little bit bigger than the 4 1/4, which is my background. So I used it just as a guide to kind of see like where is it gonna go, because there aren't any die cuts for the sentiment. So we're gonna cut this into a strip once we've stamped it up. So we're gonna pop this out. We're going to chop a little bit with our trimmer because again, I can't cut a straight line to save my life with scissors. It just, I'm so bad at it. So we're going to trim this down. We're going to pop this onto our card base, and then we're going to pop our leaves on there, and that's going to be our card done. For our winter card, we are going to cut out a sentiment with the inline alpha die cuts. I don't know how I kind of messed this up. What I should have done was think something that is like a winter. So I stamped up a sentiment from the autumn stamp set that doesn't actually say autumn or fall in it. I don't know. And here I should have gone for like winter wishes or something, or like cozy winter wishes. For our spring, I thought, you know what, we're gonna make this kind of like, not look like a stained glass window, but just like looking out a window. And we're going to use a deco cover die. So this is the biggest one out of the deco cover dies. And we're also going to stamp up a sentiment from the Deco Greetings stamp set. So it's going to say, have a dazzling spring. Instead of a dazzling day, we're going to not stamp up the day part, and we're going to stamp up just the have a dazzling, and then we're going to add spring, which I've cut out of the same inline alpha die cuts. And this is all from the brushed metallic gold cardstock, which I'm obsessed with. I cannot get enough of this. It's just amazing. So gorgeous. So that is what's going to be our spring card. For our summer card, I wanted to use a different alpha die cut. So this one is the simple alpha, and it's really, really cute. The sentiment is going to say, live every day like it's summer. And this is from the sophisticated wreath stamp set. So this we're going to stamp directly onto our background, and then we're going to have the summer underneath. So that is essentially the plan for these, but I'm going to speed up the gluing and the stamping part, and then we're going to ooh and ah a little bit over the final like finished pieces. So when it came to gluing these pieces down, I have used a little bit of liquid glue, actually quite a lot of liquid glue. I have used a T-bone? No, not T-bone folder. A T ruler, something like that. Make sure that my words actually go on straight. I have used a little bit of instant dimension foam tape for our leaves, and here again we've used the ruler, a little bit of masking tape to make sure everything stays straight and doesn't trick me, and lots of liquid glue again. Now, you will be super surprised to hear that I decided against any kind of bling. I haven't added any bling. No, I know what's going on. But I feel like I wanted the backgrounds to kind of be their own star, and here we got a little bit of that gorgeous metallic cardstock. On this one there isn't anything at all, it's just inks and word die cuts. On this one there is nothing either, although that one I really wanted to put something on. And on this one it is a little bit of citrine glitter cardstock and that gold watercolor, but that's it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely dying to add some bling as well, but I am trying not to be such a one-trick pony with the bling bling, and these ones, I feel they make it without the bling. What do you think? Please let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you very soon again. Bye for now!
Hello there, did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.